this is your first time joining us, welcome the first Webinar Wednesday of 2025. We got off to a rocky start here in LA. There were some fires, but everything seems to be settled down for the most part right now. We got some great updates to share with you guys and also some things to recap for 2024. David and I put together a list. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at Brilliant Directories. David, thank you for taking the time to join us on this first webinar of 2025.
Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. Hope everybody's New Year is off to a great start. Hopefully a little bit better start than the New Year in LA. But yeah, excited for what this New Year has to bring. 2024 was a phenomenal year, both at BD and for, we know a lot of your websites here as well. Super excited. We'll be going over just a quick recap of some of the biggest updates from last year, what we have to look forward to this year. Of course, some of the more recent updates. It's been a little bit of time since we last saw you all. So we've got some great updates to share as well. And yeah, I think this is going to be a great webinar, a great start to the new year.
For those of you joining us on YouTube, thank you for joining us there. We always encourage you to subscribe to the Brilliant Directories YouTube channel. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube and click that subscribe button. You'll get notified as soon as the webinar replays are available, tips of the week, featured tutorials, and more. And also, we have a very vibrant and active Facebook group, brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. If you're not part of that Facebook group, we invite you to join. I'm in there myself. You can ask questions, how-to questions. You can share ideas, concepts, and also get feedback for your website. It's a great, positive place. Yeah, we wanted to mention, if you haven't downloaded the free Brilliant Directories app, we encourage you to do so. It's a great way to keep up to date with your site, new members, new revenue while you're on the go. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Apple app or Google app, or you can search for Brilliant Directories in the app stores. And for those of you joining for the first time, welcome. I see Sheila's in here. Welcome, Sheila, to the webinar. Just a little bit about Webinar Wednesday. And, week after week, we're pushing a lot of new updates into the platform. A lot of them are fantastic feature suggestions from the BD community. And we use Webinar Wednesday as a way to share some of the noteworthy updates, things that can actually help you grow your community a bit quicker. We'll cover topics such as increasing traffic, identifying revenue opportunities, and more. Also, we try to include a Q&A session towards the end of every webinar so we can actually provide you with some quick one-on-one guidance with your website. So if you need help or if you have questions about your website, please save them. We'll try to get to as many questions as we can today. But before we get into the Q&A and the lab updates, I'll pass it over to David. We have a few recap items, some of our favorite updates from 2024. I'll pass it over to you, David. You can breeze through a few of these, and then we can move on to the lab updates.
Yeah, 2024 was it was an amazing year. We had so many updates pushed. The dev team was hard at work. Support team was hard at work answering all of your phenomenal questions. We love to see that. It shows us that you all are busy and hard at work on your websites. Let us know areas that we can improve on as well. So we wanted to go through just some of our favorite updates from the last year. Also, if you were unaware of some of these updates, maybe this will kind of give you some things to think about, new things to implement or take advantage of for your website. So a few of us here at BD, we picked a couple of our favorite updates over the year. So my two favorite updates from 2024 was the first one, the new setup wizard. So if you already have a BD site, you've already configured it, you might not have seen this, but for new site launches, we introduced a brand new setup wizard, which is several steps long, and it just makes the process of setting up an initial brand new BD website so much easier, so much faster. Connecting a domain name if a domain name is already acquired, putting in the website's name, adding in the type of members that you're having on your website, choosing the website theme and the color scheme, everything like that. So a much more streamlined way to launch a brand new BD website instead of just being introduced into the admin area and kind kind of trying to figure out where to go first. So that was a big update that we had, and one that we were very much excited about. Second one is really just for some increased transparency into the activity going on your website, is the email outbox, to see which emails were automatically sent out from your website to your members. So this also includes like notification emails. So if a member receives a new lead, you can see that lead email notification was sent to the member. So this was a phenomenal update that the dev team pushed. I believe it also was one of our more common feature requests, just to see all of the automated emails that are being sent out from the website. Again, just so you have a little bit more transparency when it comes to the activity that's taking place on your website and what the system is doing kind of behind the scenes in the back end.
Yeah, the email app box is super helpful. And you can also, it's cool because it's like the pulse of your website. Like you can go to sleep and then you can wake up and look at your email app box and see, review emails, lead emails, sign up emails have all been sent out by the system. And from our co-founder and CTO, Matthew Brooks, his two favorite updates for 2024 were, one, the digital products. We added the ability to have donations and custom donation amounts, as well as supporting recurring subscriptions for digital products. Up until this update, the only way to have a recurring subscription was the one and only membership plan members were signed up to. Now, members can have subscriptions for maybe third-party services you're offering them, advertising plans, or access to other premium content pages on your site for the duration of their recurring subscription. Also, the custom donation has been a hit with the nonprofits using Brilliant Directories. Now they don't have to use third parties like PayPal or things like that. They can just have pages on their site where they accept static donations, solid amounts, or custom donation amounts. And also those donations can also be recurring. So it's not just a one-time donation. Nonprofits or whoever can also get recurring donations from their base. Also, related to emails, we've launched last year in 2024 enhanced newsletter features. There's more updates coming with newsletters down the line, a lot of it towards ensuring deliverability and also the workflow of scheduling newsletters, as well as more blocks for designing your newsletter. So lots of good stuff there coming with emails.
And from Jeff, the COO here at BD, he had a couple brand new features more related to kind of management aspects of BD websites. So the first one having to do with cleaning up some unused data to help your website save some storage. So the first one being deleting orphaned images of deleted members and posts. So just making sure that the system runs a check when you delete members and posts, that any associated images with those members or posts are also deleted. This way, because they're not being used anymore, we don't want them just sitting on your website, taking up your website's valuable storage. So we implemented an update to make sure that the system checks to make sure that when a member or a post is deleted, any associated images are also being deleted. The second update that Jeff listed here was a new add-on that was released last year, the block traffic by country add-on. This was another highly requested feature. This one allows you to block traffic from specific countries or only allow traffic to your website from specific countries. The country of your website visitors is determined by their IP address, and the main reason for utilizing this would really not just be to improve website security by denying access from high-risk countries, but really to reduce spam. If you're noticing that your website's getting a lot of spam from specific countries, then you could quickly and easily go into this add-on and just flat out block traffic from visitors of that country if your website's not serving them. So those were Jeff's two favorite updates from 2024.
Yeah, I got to agree with the block traffic by country, especially if it's spam from countries that are totally unrelated to the markets you're serving. Those are totally fine to block. And really, just something about that, we might have a trigger finger to want to enable that. If you're not experiencing high levels of spam or you're not exhausting your bandwidth usage because of traffic from unwanted countries, we'd call them, you really don't need to enable that. But it's a great mitigation strategy if you are experiencing those issues. And also, Rick, our senior support manager, selected his two favorites from 2024. The first one here is a short code being able to use the members' own variables in their dashboard, when they log into their member dashboard. So you can have short codes such as me equals first name. So you can create content in the member dashboard like welcome Jason, and you can show other pieces of their data as well in that same format. Highly useful. Another one of Rick's favorites here was the ability to target members who are verified in search results. This is more for web designers. Using CSS, you may want to add further design elements around those verified members in search results. And now there are classes that you can target, again, for web designers and developers to easily target those members in search results utilizing CSS.
Great updates there. And from Dennis, I'm sure many of you had some experiences with Dennis over the years. He's our customer success director here. His two favorite updates from the last year. First one, instant business data. This is one that I'm sure most of you have already taken advantage of. This allows you to search for millions of business records and quickly and easily populate your website with those business records. It's a built-in tool. You can select the type of businesses that you're looking for, the location, a couple other or several other search criteria that you can include. It'll present you with a number of business results, and then you can choose how many of those results to import into your website. So this is a really great tool for populating your website quickly, especially if it's a brand new site. Make it look populated, filled, active from the get-go. And then, of course, you can further market to those businesses that you import, assuming you import ones with contact information like their email address. You can then market to them to try to get them to claim their listing on your website. So that was a huge update. A lot of work went into pushing that one, the instant business data update. That was a phenomenal one. Second one here was regarding photos. So we added several photo libraries. Specifically here was Unsplash, which is a stock photo library of over 5 million photos. So in addition to Unsplash, we also have Pexels, Pixabay. We have icons, stock library of icons that you can choose from. Also Giphy, so you can quickly find and add animated GIFs to your website. So with all of those stock photo sources, totally free, that gives you a photo library of over 10 million photos that you can choose from. So you can quickly do a search, find an image, and quickly add it to a web page that you're building on your website, for example. So that was another huge update, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback so far from that one, just in terms of how much quicker it makes building out a website, adding new pages, improving existing pages, adding custom content, everything like that.
I got to agree. These are kind of my two top ones too. The photos, like you said, make it really easy to build out like landing pages and decorate them well. And then the instant business data just makes the site look more established and decorated. So great updates there. There's more coming in the 2025 BD roadmap. We're in the admin area where we all work. We're looking for a cleaner look and feel, as well as smoother workflows when you're creating records for things, posts, members, or deleting or undoing things. We're going to focus on revision history in 2025. We have the beginnings of that. That should be released in the coming months, and then we'll expand on it further. And then we know that BD has tons of settings and features. We're going to focus on more organized and better grouping of settings, specifically the advanced settings. We already have a model that we're going to start working off of. So when you're looking at the advanced settings, it's easier to find what you're looking for. And we're going to double down on something we did in 2024, which is data portability and integrations, making it easier to populate your site with content and members from additional external sources, as well as utilizing AI. And then more integration options. We know that a lot of people are using multiple platforms at the same time. So just making it easier to integrate your Brilliant Directory site with various platforms. In addition to that, that's going to include some WordPress plugins that are already being developed now and should be released in the coming months as well in Q1 of 2025. I'll just give you a sneak peek. One of those is a plugin which will convert WooCommerce customers. So if you're using WordPress with WooCommerce, you can easily convert those customers and add them as new members on your Brilliant Directories site. Another plugin, if you're using very popular WordPress forms such as Contact Form 7, WP Forms. I think there's one called Ninja Forms and Gravity Forms. You can continue using those WordPress forms and then create records on your BD site, such as create a new user, create a new lead, create a member review, etc. So those are some really exciting things coming down the line. Also, subfolder hosting. Basically, what this means is if you have an existing website, before your Brilliant Directory site, right now, to load your Brilliant Directory site, you need to connect it to a brand new domain name. This is going to allow you to load your BD site on an existing domain name. You're just going to decide what the / is going to be. For example, / directory of an existing website that you run, and you'll be able to host your BD site there. That / whatever you choose, / members, / directory will be like your Brilliant Directories homepage, and all the other internal pages will load after that. So all your BD pages will still get SEO value with that subfolder hosting method. So we're looking forward to that, probably realistically in March. So again, we're aiming for Q1 of 2025, but that is on the roadmap and coming soon. And then also ongoing updates and new features, most of which come from suggestions in the BD community and the Facebook group. So big shout out to you guys. You guys keep us motivated, and it makes it lots of fun working over here. So as we like to say, we're staying busy over here, and it's really thanks to you guys. All right, let's keep things moving around. We have some BD Lab updates. This is a long list, but it is the first webinar since 2025. I'm going to breeze through it as quickly as I can without dragging it out so we can have as much time as possible for a Q&A session. So the first one at the top here, post results. This is new. Now it displays the count of results found. Up until now, this was only available or only displaying for member search results, but very simple update. Now you'll see this showing 1 of 8 or however many results there are for your posts. Up until now, it only showed this when there were members here. So like this is the member results showing 1 through 9 of 508. Now you'll see this for your posts. All right, with the business data, UAE, United Arab Emirates, there was a case where you were searching for Dubai, like bakeries in Dubai and things like that, and it was showing no results. This was an issue with how states and cities were designated within Google Maps and the business database, and we've resolved that. If you guys search a location with the business data tool and you're not finding results for a certain location, let our support team know. We'll take a second look at that and see if it's something that we can fix. But just in case, for those who were searching for records in Dubai specifically or other regions within the UAE, you can now come to the business data tool, search for things like bakery. There we go. And we'll search for Dubai, and we will search for records, and we should see some results now. So we have 60 results here. Just out of curiosity, if we remove the updated in the last 30 days, let's see that. So that goes up more than double, more than almost triple, 198 results just for finding records that weren't necessarily updated in the last 30 days. All right, these next two are huge. If you are selling or distributing leads to your members, consumer leads to your members, this will be very helpful, and I think your members will really appreciate this. The first one here, when your members receive a lead, they can now leave themselves a personal note. Maybe it's a note for now, a note for the history of working the lead, whatever they want to put as the personal note. The second one is them choosing to mark a lead status. So maybe they won the deal, they lost the deal, they're still waiting to connect with the consumer or the customer. Let me show you these now. So I am logged in as a sample member here. I'll go to Manage Leads. So the first thing we'll see here, there is a new drop down here of my status. Again, this is for the member, and there's a new column here, and it says deal lost. There's a few statuses here. These are all text labels. You can change the wording of these if you want, but the four most common: deal won, deal lost, in progress, or needs to be contacted. So if we go to view more for this sample lead here, we see here that the statuses here. This will only show after they accept or purchase the lead. Until they do that, until they need to purchase it, this won't show here for their My Status. But then they can change it to whatever they want, deal one. And what's really nice here is now they can save themselves personal notes. So you can say attempted contact, contact on 1/25/2025, left message. They can do things like that, if I can get my spelling right. And they just save their changes. And, they can just add whatever the notes they want, like made offer, $225, whatever, and then put the date. And you'll see this note saved here. I'll refresh the page and we'll see these notes are here. So this is just personal notes for the member for their lead. So this really makes it more like a useful lead management tool for them. And then, of course, they can update their status here in progress, needs contact, and more. So this is just one lead, but if they have dozens of leads and they start utilizing this, what's really nice is they can see all their deals won if they are marking them as such, or they can see deals lost, in progress, or needs contact. So super helpful there. All right, this next one here is about main menus here, right here on this line here. This was a request from previous webinars and the Facebook group. A short while back, we created the ability where you could show a main menu for the public and a separate main menu for all your members when they're logged in as members to your site. I'm going to share this article or this video we did about the update that I shared where you can have a separate main menu when members for the public and one when members are logged in. I'm going to drop it in the chat here. And with this new update is not only can you have a separate main menu when the members are logged in, but you can actually have a different main menu based on the specific membership plan. So maybe your site caters to vendors versus, general users versus, another part of the business, employers versus employees and things like that. And they have different membership plans. Let me show you where you can set this now. If you go to the membership plan settings, and this site actually doesn't have one, but I'll just click new membership plan here. And this would be under the members dashboard section. And if you scroll down just a bit, you'll see logged in members main menu. Now, if you don't choose anything here, it'll be whatever you have set in your design settings where you decide what you want your main menu to be displayed as. But if you have other menus, they will be listed here, and you can choose the one to display when these members are logged in. Now, this dropdown will only show menus that have the word main menu in it. You'll see that in the help text here. Only menus that include main menu. So you can create a main menu, clone your existing main menu, and retitle it, premium plan main menu, something just to give you some so you know what the context is, and then you could select it here. All right, this next one is related to deleting members. There are now more options, extra confirmations, and you can reassign posts as you are deleting members. We've had cases where, accidents are still going to happen, but sometimes you accidentally delete your entire member database or members that you didn't want to delete. But now we're going to have extra confirmation. So if you click delete account or delete a member, you're going to have to double confirm here that you want to delete them. And then it's going to ask you if you want to delete their profile images and files. Generally, you're going to want to do this if you're deleting members. And then it asks you if you want to delete their posts. So let's say members have published blog articles on your site. They're actually high value, they're good, and maybe you want to keep them. So you need to reassign them to another member, and maybe they also have some SEO value as well. So there might be reasons why you might want to keep the posts. So now you can reassign them to another member. You just start typing, and all their posts of the member or members you're deleting will be reassigned to this other member as the quote unquote author of those posts. Now, you can also just delete the posts that the members created, but now you have these 3 confirmations here. And even if you hit yes, continue, it's going to ask you one more time if you're sure that you want to delete the member or members. So just some extra confirmations there as you're deleting members. This actually looks like a duplicate here, the lead status and lead notes. So we've covered that. This next one here is also huge for member profiles that are missing or have photos and logos. We can now search them. And actually, give me one moment, David. Let me switch sites and we can actually do a test here. But now, this was also a suggestion that was highly requested, being able to find members who haven't uploaded logos or profile photos so that you can email them and invite them to your site and to add those very important logos and profile photos. So what you'll see now under My Members and Search Members is a new filter here, is profile images. So what we can do is we can search for if an image exists, or we can do a search if an image is missing. So let's see if an image is missing for both profile photos and logos. So people who don't have either, and we'll do a search. So there was 510, and we see that there's 214 members who don't have both a profile photo and a company logo. So they're just showing the default here. And what's really nice here is we could do two things. One is we could create a smart list of these, and we could just say missing profile photos, and we can, of course, email them. The other thing we could do is we can do a bulk action, and we can assign a member tag. So maybe we create a member tag that is also, missing profile photos or company logo, and then we can email them as a member tag and in a smart list as well. So this is just a way to identify members who are missing, important assets from their profile photos. And it's a great way to reach out to them and invite them back to your site to quote unquote complete their profiles. Of course, you can always say, profiles, listings with profile photos and logos get higher response rates from website visitors. That's always true. And it's definitely a perk for them to take advantage of that. All right, next one here, newsletters, ability to export the email addresses with one click. I got to switch sites one more time to show you this example, but this is super helpful. If you're sending newsletters from the system, you get statuses such as the newsletter was sent, delivered or failed, opened or unopened. So I did one test here with one sample. So we sent one email here. It failed. We can see here one failed email. And what you can do is with all these different statuses, failed, delivered, open, unopened, clicked, marked as spam, you could always create a smart list from them, and you can omit them from future sends, or if you want to resend to them, if it was people who opened and maybe you want to resend them another email. But now you can export CSV file and it'll just be, for example, the failed people. And maybe you want to do something with them. You want to segment them in other CRMs that you have, but now you can just export this as a CSV file and that is available to you. All right, the last two here are coming soon. Razorpay is a new payment gateway specifically for users in India. What's special about this launch for Razorpay, it's actually an overhaul to a new way we want to add future payment gateways to the Brilliant Directories platform. Nothing is changing with your existing payment gateways, but what we've developed with adding Razorpay is a new methodology so we can add additional gateways a bit easier in the future. So Razorpay is going to lead the way with that, and it should be released next week based on what my dev team has let me know. They've been working tirelessly on this one, so we're excited about that. And also a lot of users in India have been asking for this, so we're excited to deliver the good news soon. And then this last one, also for the international markets. Just recently, we added the ability to translate your site into almost any language when you're starting out. So if you're going to have a site in Spanish, you can have Spanish. If you have Hindi for India, you can have that. However, right now, the emails from the system, there's about 40 plus, 50 plus system emails that BD provides you guys with for your sites. Those are not translated. You have to manually translate those. Very soon, in about a week or two, all those system emails will also be translated to match the site's language. Of course, you can further customize those emails to match your brand's tone of voice, persona, whatever it is. But not only will your site be translated in the primary language you start with, the system emails will soon also match the language that you have selected. So super helpful there. And again, just opening up BD to wider international markets based on the requests that we have received. David, I know that was a long list. I tried to go through it quickly. Is there anything you want to add or any questions that we should address before moving on?
No, I think that's great. A lot of great new upcoming features. Actually, one comment by John, just taking a look back at last year, he said one of his favorite updates was the duplicate finder tool, in addition to the stock photos. So a lot of good updates from last year and even more great ones to come and soon.
Super. All right. And we do have plenty of time for Q&A. So if you're with us and if you have questions, feel free to ask questions in the comments. If you would like to be unmuted and you're on the brilliantdirectories.com/stream page, just type in question in all caps and we'll know that you want to be added to our stage here. All right, Brad, we're going to send you an invite. Watch your screen. We're going to invite you to the studio. And once you're added to the studio, Brad, we can unmute your microphone for a question. And anyone else, if you have questions, feel free to just type it in or type in question, just like Brad did here. I'll show you. He typed in question there. We're going to invite him to the studio soon. While we're doing that, we have a question from Tony. Where can we get a template for importing events via CSV file? That's a great question. Let me help you out there. Let's go to the support for Brilliant Directories. And we do have an article on importing posts, and I think that should include, let's see here, how to import posts via CSV. There are sample templates here. Let me just scroll down here real quick. And there are examples of formats that should and can be used here. Let me just scroll down and see if we can find the sample templates here. Posts. Okay. Yeah, down here, there are several files that you can download. This one is single image posts, video posts. This is for multi-photo. I would use the single image post there, Tony. I'll send you this article. I'll put this in the chat. And if there's anything missing for events, one, you can email the support team and they'll let you know what to input. Or two, it should be part of this template file already as some of the default fields that you would put values in. And if you get stuck with anything, of course, just email the support team there, Tony. All right, great question there. All right, looks like Brad's on the stage here. Let me unmute your microphone. There.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, Brad, where are you calling in from?
From Phoenix.
Phoenix. All right, great. Thanks for joining the webinar.
So just really quick, I haven't been on a webinar in a couple months. Been busy. Sorry about that. I wish I could make all of them. So I don't know if this has been brought up at all because it's kind of new, but it has to do with like the Google Maps API key and some of the changes and stuff they're making. And like, I was just going to throw something out there if maybe like a future feature could be like having multiple keys and then somehow you guys like cycle through them. But I haven't done the math on how like any of that is going to be impacted and so forth. If I assume you know what I'm referring to.
I know what you're referring to. So a couple things. Good news is our team is already working on implementing the new updates, which will, I guess, will be cheaper than the current way that it's being used, because you could be more specific and strategic with what you're using the API for. So our team is already working on that. I think it should be released soon. I understand why you want to cycle is because you get the free credits with them, and then that way you'll be able to kind of cycle through it. We don't have a way to do that right now, but I mean, you could always just change your API key mid-month if you wanted to, if that's a concern for you, and your maps would continue to work with the alternate API key that you create. But to answer your question, yeah, our team is working to implement the newer changes, which, what's the word, are more surgical or, are more targeted.
Efficient.
Yeah, more efficient in the way the API is being used. So they're already on top of that.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Good question there. All right, let's see here. Great stuff there, Brad. Thank you so much. All right, we got a question from Dan. How can we view and edit the mobile version of our site? So good question there. We have a video that we can share with you, and also I'll show you some settings. Let me go to the BD blog here. And, all the BD sites are mobile friendly. Let me see if I can find this article here. Here we go. I think you just fast forward a little bit in here, like at 3 minutes, you'll get to where you can add and hide certain elements with some of the point and click settings. I'll show you where that is here. If you go to settings and design settings, and generally these are more for the header of the site because the header is loaded with your logo, the search, and a bunch of other things. And I'll show you an example here. If you scroll down here, there are 4 main things here. Your website logo. I would recommend doing the favicon compact view on mobile. And the header search, it just depends how heavy search is for your directory site. Sometimes a lot of these sites, search actually isn't the most important thing. You have, main menu links and stuff which direct people to content. But if search is very important or not important, you can choose to hide header search on mobile. And then the mini navs, I'll show you what those are in a second. You can choose to hide them on mobile or not. What that's going to do, let's go to our sample site here. Let me hide the question. And let me log out here just a moment. Perfect. So let's go into mobile view here. We could see here how top heavy this is. And actually, let me just switch sites here just a moment. And I actually do want to show you the difference. And let's go to the design settings and let's look at a before and after. So we could see this is pretty top heavy. So if you go and do search in like a mobile view, again, the results are here, but we could see it is pretty top heavy with the logo name. These are the mini nav links. This site's not showing a search here, but it would be even more real estate taken up with that. But if we come to the header design and we'll do we'll just hide this on mobile, hide this, and also hide the nav there. Let's see what this looks like. And we'll open it in a new tab. We can see here it's saved a lot more. This site doesn't have the favicon, but if it did, that's why I recommend putting it there. So it would show up here in this bar here, your logo or your icon of your site here. But we could see here the night and day difference in that header there. But did I share that video? Let me share this one more time. This video covers some additional ways how you can make edits to the mobile aspects of your site as well. All right, great. Let's see, we got a couple starred questions here. John's asking any new tools that would allow bulk add to subdirectories. David, what do you think he means? John, what do you mean? If you can elaborate a little bit on that. Do you mean like I'm adding members or adding posts to your site in bulk? If you can elaborate on that, we can address that for you. John is asking, are maps not be free anymore by Google? I think Google is changing their pricing on it. From what I understand, the $200 of credits that they offer is not going away. I could be wrong on that. They're making swift changes, but we're going to, I guess we'll move with the times if needed. But so far, from what I understand, that it's still going to be free. They're just changing their pricing and how to be more targeted and more efficient with how the Google Maps are used. All right, we got a question here. Another John. We got 3 Johns in a row. Okay. This is John with United Metabolic Health. I'm new, still in my trial period. All right, loving the software. I tried to enable the sales rep feature. However, the site doesn't allow me to add a member. Let's take a look at this together. I'll show you what he's referring to here. If you go to advanced settings, and we also have a video on that as well. And let me type in sales rep. Enable the sales rep field in the member forms. That should be there. Save the changes. And if we come to search members now, this basically will allow you to attribute. Here's the sales rep. So if members are signing up on the sign up pages of your site, I don't know if we have sign up pages on this demo site here. Let's see if it loads up. I don't think it will, but let's see. Yes, it is. you can add the sales rep field here. So when people are joining your site, they have the option to mention who the sales rep is that referred them. And I actually do think we have a video that covers it from A to Z. So John, let me find that for you. I think it's here in the blog. Let me search for sales rep, actually, see what comes up. Here we go. How to track revenue from sales reps. All right, let me share this link in the comments, John, and for everyone. Okay, John, check out that video. So from webinar 50. So it is from a while ago. I think it should cover how to track revenue from sales reps. I don't think that's changed. And if you get stuck further, John, just email the BD support team, let them know where you're stuck, and they'll take care of that for you. All right. So John asked, any new tools that will allow you to bulk add to subdirectories? And then we said, what do you mean by that? And he said, to move members. So a few things that you can do right now. If you need to, there are a few bulk actions here. You can change the top level category of certain members. So if you're maybe removing or deleting a top level category on your site, you're moving all accountants to a new top level category called finance. You could do that with the bulk action here. And then you're saying to move members. If you need to export members, you can do that here. You can export them from your site and move them to other sites if you need to, or in the same way you can import members to your site as well. So I don't know if that fully answers your question there, but hopefully that provides just a little bit of guidance for you. All right, let's see here if we got any more questions here. All right, someone's laptop battery is about to die, so you can watch the replay later. Here we go. Is it good from our good friend Rich here? What are a few use cases for having our BD site on another website? This is a great question. So, Rich, let's say you have a WordPress blog and it's a thriving community. It's on WordPress and you want to add a directory aspect to the WordPress site and you want to use brilliant directories. So right now, let's say your site is, myawesomeblog.com. Right now, you would have to create a subdomain like members.myawesomeblog.com, which actually is a totally separate domain name in the eyes of Google and search engines. What this will allow you to do is you can add a subfolder and have myawesomeblog.com/members. And on that page will be the homepage of your Brilliant Directories website. So that's basically what the subfolder hosting would allow for. And you'll be able to do that on any existing website where you're looking to add that directory feature. Then your second part of your question is here, can we select only certain pages to appear, or will it replicate the entire BD site? It will replicate the entire BD site. Effectively, that subfolder that you designate or define will be the homepage of your BD site. And then everything after that subfolder, like /members that you create, will load and be just like your entire BD site is currently. So that's one use case for you. And yeah, it would load your entire BD site and have the full functionality of a BD site on that subfolder. So a lot of people join or talk to Dennis in our customer success teams. They say, I have an existing site. Can I just add Brilliant Directories to my site? And soon our answer to that will be yes. Good question there, Rich. Got a question here from Elliot. Love the new lead status tags. How can we edit and customize the tags in the drop-down list? Fantastic question. Let's take a look at that together. Let me get my bearings here for where we were showing that. Okay. So here we have deal won, deal lost, in progress, needs contacts. It's just 4 simple statuses there, which basically cover, for the most part, what a lead, the cycle of a lead. If you go to your settings and go to text labels, Elliot, let's search for deal 1. And here we can see, we can change this deal 1 to whatever you want it to be. It's also will be translated if you change the language of your site. But I think if you search for lead status, we should get all of them. That's because then it's just lead status. Here we go. Deal 1, deal lost, in progress. So in the filter here, I'll put this in the comment, Elliot. Check the comments right now. Filter for that lead user status in the keyword filter here for text labels, and you should have the few statuses that are here. And then you can change it to whatever language matches, how you're handling leads or dealing with leads on your site for your members. Great question there. JJ Johnson is asking, is there a way to link other BD licensed websites to share members? So it's shared account holder data with 2 sites or more. So they have one login and switch between. Yes, so you can do that. You can have one login for your BD site and then just go to manage websites up here in the top of your site. So if you go to manage websites, you can have more than one website that you manage under the same Brilliant Directories account. So this is my system demo account here. It says 17 active websites. You can see some stats here, and then you could just go to manage website for the site that you want to work on and edit. What's really nice about this, and I think this is going to get a little bit of a facelift here, but it shows you how much revenue one of your sites has generated, how many members you have on a specific site. But yeah, you can come here and you can basically see your sites here and work on them here. We'll just click on this one to manage this site. And now we're working on this site here. Super. Give me 1 second here. Awesome. All right. Good question there.
JJ said for our members, not for myself. I think JJ might be referring to being able to share or transfer members between his separate websites.
The easiest thing for something like that, if you're basically what you can do, if you go to Zapier, just as a quick example, but basically what you would do is, there we go. So this is just an example. So Brilliant Directories, and to go to Brilliant Directories to Brilliant Directories would be the integration here. Let's see if it loads up here. Yeah, it's having an issue loading, but basically you'd be doing a Brilliant Directories to Brilliant Directories integration. A member joins one BD site, and then it just automatically creates. It doesn't look like they support. They say you can, but you can certainly go webhook Zapier to Brilliant Directories. You actually don't need to do that, but yeah, there are ways. Basically, you can use Zapier or Pabbly. You want to use an integration tool, and you'll basically be doing a Brilliant Directories to Brilliant Directories connection. So that way, one member that's on one of your sites, they'll also have a listing on another site. It will be duplicate data. It'll be the same listing. You can also you can even send their password as they're typing it in. So the password works, I believe, on both if they logged in. But that's basically what I can think of real quick for you here with that question. All right, African grocery stores. I'm having issues with Google Maps when I search my site. Can you please help me with that? Let me show you one thing you can do. One is you can email the support team, and they can troubleshoot any issues that you might be having. Let's take a quick look at your site, African grocery stores here. Here we are logged in here. If we scroll down, it says that the Google Maps API status is working. There is a website resources on the dashboard of the page here, and it does show it in good standing. Let's do a quick search together. If you want to type in a location that's not working, I wouldn't know what to search. Let's do an open search first and see who comes up here. So this person's in Colorado, not seeing a location for some other users. Let's see if you have to geocode some of your members. If you import members to your BD site, you may need to, yes, we see sync members with Google Maps. So you imported members, but we need to get their longitude and latitude, and that is what this tool here does. We can go ahead and sync this. We'll go ahead and start the geocode process. Oops. Let's do street address. You can do broader or more specific. Okay, it's starting to do that now. We can see it hopping around here. And I get it. These are African grocery stores in what seems to be in the United States. So that's pretty cool. And now if we go back to the search page, you see we didn't see for a lot of these the pin. The pin lets you know that there's a lot longitude and latitude actually for them, not just street address value here. Let's see if there are more. I'm not seeing more. Let's go see here if this number 49 has reduced. Yeah, now it's down to 17. I think it's doing its work. Let's reload again. And I think that was the issue there. Now it's down to 15. So it just takes a few seconds for each record here. So if you just let this finish and go through the 167, it also lets you know if there were any errors with any specific ones. You can then manually input their address if you need to. So it's almost done here, but yeah, that is, I'm going to guess what your issue was, African grocery stores. It was, you needed to sync the members with Google Maps here. Something you do one time, usually when you've imported members or added them with the business data tool. But now we can see that there's no more that need to be geocoded, which means all the members now have this longitude and latitude. We see these numbers here now next to them, and that is what you need in order to support a location search on your website. So hopefully that helps you out there.
Great stuff there. We do have a couple questions regarding the coming soon functionality, specifically the WordPress plugin to load a Brilliant Directories website, either on an existing WordPress site or some other site. Rich was asking what would be the use cases for something like this. And we had a couple other people asking if it would be possible to select a specific URL to load on the other website rather than just the BD site's homepage.
Good question. So let me actually show you the demo that I might have available. Give me 1 second here. Let's see if I can what's more fun is show and tell than just explaining. Let me see if I can find it. 50-50, I can show an example of it now. Okay, great. Let me share my screen here. I'm logged into, this is kind of our playground that we're working with our developers on. So when you have the WordPress, what you're going to have is a license key that you're going to enter. And let me remove the here. Again, this is not live right now. We're probably March. Our WordPress plugin will be available. So you're going to enter a license key that we provide you with that lets us know that you have a valid license for your BD site. Then we're going to provide you with a source URL. This isn't something you change. This will be kind of like the license key for your URL. Then you define the subfolder that you want your BD site to load on. So let's just go to this WordPress site real quick together. So this is a WordPress site, right? Like Hello World. And what we're doing here is we're going to define the subfolder. In this example, we put Jeff. But if we click Visit Directory, and again, this is a WordPress blog. It's rcreators.in/brilliant. But now we have our Brilliant Directory site loading here on the WordPress domain. So this is rcreators. This is that WordPress site, and we've done it for /Jeff. Very easily, we can change this to webinar. Now, when this is live and you change your subfolder, know that you're going to lose all the SEO value when you change your subfolder. So you're only going to want to do this once when you're first starting out, or if you've set up a HT access to redirect traffic from older pages. But now we can go to /webinar. And our BD site is loading here. So that's basically the methodology of how it's going to work. And if we go to like how it works, we'll see now it's webinar about. We can go to the search results page. See this, that's one thing we need to work on. That's not correct. But we can go to internal pages. Let's actually keep clicking around a bit and go to a member's profile page. We see everything is slugged under the subfolder that we created. Over here, it's all WordPress site, and over here, it's your BD site. So the second part of the question, can you choose what your homepage site is going to be? Right now, it's just going to be your BD homepage. So this is basically what's going to start in this first phase, which is we will really want to nail this and get it well. And then, of course, what we'd encourage you to do is if you have a WordPress site and you're going to, have this on a subfolder, it's really easy to at least get close enough matching the aesthetics of your existing site with the colors, having your logo here, and maybe matching some of the main menu elements so users can seamlessly go back to your WordPress site and to their directory as well, to the BD directory as well. But this is the direction we're headed in. We're really going for a minimal viable product to start with this plugin. But we're super excited about it because it seems like it's going to work. You just need a little bit more time to flush out some quirks with it. But that is basically how it will work once it's released. So actually, that was cool. We got to demo that in the webinar. I wasn't planning on doing that. All right, good stuff there. And then were there other questions, follow-up questions for that, David?
Those were the only questions regarding that coming soon WordPress plugin.
All right, let's see here. Neil's got a question for us here. Can we have the ability to send page visit data to members? They keep asking about traffic. Okay, so what he's referring to is the profile statistics that members can have, which show them how many profile views that they've received and so on. I know how valuable that is, especially a monthly recap. You received 20 profile views, 50 clicks to your website. We don't have anything in the works for that yet. Let me connect with the team and wrap our head around that one, Neil. I totally see how that is valuable for retention, showing members the value of their listing. So I'm on the same page with you and of the value of that. Let me chat with the team. We have a lot of irons in the fire right now of what's coming soon. Let's see if we can put something at least on the roadmap that would allow us to support this. Like with a newsletter, if you could put some data with some short code where it would just fill in the user's profile views, and then you put the month, and that way you can send a month's recap of their profile views. That actually does sound like a better way to do it, just with some short code. Let us think about it, but that's a good one. Thank you, Neil. I really like that. Okay, and then let's see here. I think, David, this is a great, Rogelio, great question here. How about a quick recap on editing the lead form, removing the location, edit preferred time? David and I want to do a tip of the week on this, and also how to predefine a hidden category. So if you want to have a lead form on a landing page for your plumbers category without the user having to select plumbers, and it's like a hidden field on that landing page, and some of these other things you mentioned. So Rogelio, stay tuned with us. We'll try to put together a tip of the week. It's something we've been wanting to do. So this is a great motivation for us to put something for a coming webinar. All right, super. How are we doing on time? I think we're great. That was a great first webinar back for 2025. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. I got to be honest, we took a little bit of a break from the holidays. I feel a little shaky today on the webinar, but just got to dive right back into it. It's great to see all the questions that everyone's asking and to be with you guys here with us. So thank you for joining. Tons of lab updates. I had a whole slide on more things that are coming soon, just in the next few weeks, but I held back on that. So just stay tuned. Join us in the next webinar. We got great things coming for just 2025 as a whole. We want to help you guys succeed. Great to see the 2024 favorites selected from our team. We will post a replay in the Brilliant Directories Facebook group. So if we went over something a bit quickly or you want to recap, go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. The YouTube Live will also be available on our YouTube channel, brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, this was tons of fun today. This is a great kickstart for 2025. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks will be the beginning of February, if I'm correct. So we'll see you guys at the beginning of February, and we'll have more awesome updates to share with you then. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys.